At Direct Service Overhead, we know how much trust you put in the individuals who have the privilege of working on the components of your home. We understand that a broken garage door is the last thing you want to be worried about, and most of the time, doors break at the most inconvenient times. Our professionally trained technicians service 24 hours a day, and our high-cycle parts are guaranteed to make a noticeable impact on your garage door without putting a damper on your wallet. If you're looking for need of assistance maintaining your current garage door, our team has the experience and expertise to deliver the results you deserve. Give Direct Service Overhead a call today or visit us online to learn more.
What's going on, everybody? 3, 2, 1, yo! Right? That's what I'm supposed to do. This is a little bit different. So as I've mentioned before, I'm using StreamYard through YouTube, so I cannot. It's a good platform, and at the same time, it's kind of a confusing platform because I have no idea. I can't see certain analytics. I don't know how good my mic sounds. I can't keep up with. There's just some stuff that it's nice to have when you have the OBS running. So I feel a little naked doing this. Not gonna lie, that's an ugly sight. You don't want that image in your head. All right, yo, what's going on, Arkansas Razorback fans, SEC fans everywhere? Welcome to the Picture on Network YouTube channel. Another thing I'm unable to do. I've got a hair in my mouth. My beard hair is falling out. I'm unable to share the content, so do me a favor if you guys haven't already. Feel like the stream. That's obviously a huge deal. Make sure you like the stream. Sharing is caring, and make sure if you guys can, if you would do that, whether that's shooting a text to your boys, copy and pasting this link to this show, sending it to family, friends, sharing it on Facebook, Twitter, Napster, MySpace, whatever. You could download the video and share it on Napster, BearShare, LimeWire, SoulSeek. Ooh, what did I just do? I just blew your mind, some of you who are old enough to remember. Arkansas had a huge, Nick Smith had a huge boost. Okay, not huge, right? He was already a highly rated 5-star prospect. Now he is the number 1 ranked prospect in the land. Number 1, according to 247. Don't look at the composite. I've already had someone. Ty, no, he's not. He's number 3. No. 247. His overall ranking on 247. He's the number 1 player in the land. Now, not unanimous. Obviously, there's some other places where he's not the number 1 player. It's interesting because a lot of draft boards, I'm going to go into that as well, already have him. They have him as the 3rd overall prospect in this in the 23 mock NBA draft. So, yeah, that's pretty reflective, right? When you're talking about this level of hype that he has. Shared on Facebook, bro. Hey, I appreciate that, Mike. Austin says he shares because he cares. That's good. What's up, Jeff Anke? How you doing, brother? Yeah. Super chats will also come up on screen. I have to manually click on them, but that's what's really cool is the super chat. I can see it here in chat, and then I can share it. So if you guys have any questions or comments and you want to do so by super chat, hey, it's going to be on display on the screen here. I got this news about Nick Smith literally as I was butt ass naked getting ready to hop in the shower. Again, I'm putting that image in your head. I apologize. I'm getting into the shower, man. I'm getting ready. Okay, I wasn't butt naked, but I was getting ready to be. And I had my phone and I started getting notifications like, oh my God, this was the Kevin McPherson breaking news. I don't know why Kevin McPherson would have known that X amount of days ago. I mean, I'm sure he talks with people with 247. I'm sure he's friendly with some of them. I don't know how. So that makes me wonder if there's some other news that we're waiting on. Is there something else? Did Kevin McPherson finalize like this is what he was talking about? Because he's not with 247. Obviously, he's with Hogville and Pig Trail Nation and all that. He's not affiliated with 247 Sports. So that makes me wonder, do we have more news? We were told that this had nothing to do with council. This had nothing to do with the active roster. This, according to, was it Curtis Wilkerson on 247? I've had screenshots sent my way. And I guess he was insinuating that, it was big news, but it wasn't pertaining to the roster and it wasn't pertaining to J-Dub, whether or not he's coming back. Philip White says maybe Jaylin is staying. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed, man. By the way, we are sponsored by Direct Service Overhead, the garage door company. They offer service, same-day services, emergency service 24/7, 365 days a year. Free estimates, quality parts, affordable outcomes, hundreds of 5-star reviews. Better than best results. Our team is here and ready to serve every day as your trusted residential garage door repair team. Call us today at 501-244-3667. Again, that's 501-244-3667. They do get they have their own page in our Discord. You can go check out their 5-star reviews and some of their latest videos. I try to keep them up to date. We have another video from them that's coming up. King Flameshot in our Discord says just got upgraded to the number 1 player in Arkansas history and will be projected number 1 pick by a bunch of sites. Maybe. Right now he's number 3, number 4 on most sites. He will be I think most sites are going to have him somewhere in the top 5. Yeah, that's and I have to disagree. Dragon Slayer says kind of overkill. So I'm assuming he's saying that was underwhelming news. No, this is huge news. This is huge because you've never had this. You've never had the number 1 player in the land in any sport in the modern era of recruiting. And I'm talking about going back 20 years, 2 decades. You can go further back. There's some discrepancy on Corliss and some other players back in the day in the 80s. There's some discrepancy here and there. But let's be honest, today in the modern age of recruiting with all the analytics, with the camps, with all this stuff, you've never had this before. That's big news, Dragon Slayer. I got to disagree, my man. This is actually huge news. The closest you've gotten to this was when Dorial Green Beckham, the number 1 player, according to Rivals.com in 2012, if I remember right, was the number 1 player It had been rumored he was committed to Arkansas, and of course he would end up. The belief was he changed his mind overnight. And I've talked to people about this, and that sounds like that was the case. He was if he wasn't a soft or a silent verbal commit to Arkansas, he was damn near. And then he obviously would end up picking the Mizzou Tigers. This is the closest you've ever been. Now, you could talk about guys you've already recruited in basketball. If you want to stick with basketball, you've had some big-time prospects, without a doubt. You've had some big-time prospects, but none bigger than Nick Smith. So, no, I got to disagree. This is huge news for Arkansas Razorback basketball. Sup, Ty? Can't believe just how far Muss has taken us in such a short time, so far beyond what we could hope for. I agree. This will be, by the way, this does have to be a shorter stream because I got to pick my kids up from school. Also, I've noticed the camera angle on this is a little weird. Oh, you can see my shirt a little bit there. Look at there, pig trail. Oh, there it is. Kind of see it there. Yeah, so OBS uses a different ratio on the camera, so it's a little funny. I'm not really sure how to. I probably should have fixed this before. You guys can damn near get a view of the entire room. It even shows you the corner wall. I'm not a fan of that. Let's move that over. And my helmet. My fat head's in the way. Anyways, yeah, no, I disagree. Big news for Arkansas. Big news, obviously, for Nick Smith. Come on, you camera. Work with me. Damn it. I've got that outdated poster back there from last season. We can kind of put that out of view. Yeah. So Arkansas has also never had the in-state number one prospect in the country. That's obviously never happened before. You've had some major prospects come out of this state in the last 2 decades, but Nick Smith's going to go down right now as the greatest ever on paper. Now, obviously, we got to see if that translates onto the court next year and whether that translates with under Eric Musselman in his system. Is he going to be patient? Is he going to be coachable? Is he going to buy into his role? Make no mistake about it. He's going to buy into his role because that guy's going to be, he's going to be the man on the floor. Now, you also have Anthony Black, Jordan Walsh, who are also all 5 stars, highly rated players. But this brings your overall projected team score with 6 commits, according to 247. You went from 6'9.69. I know it was a fabulous set of numbers there, but you've now gone from that. You've moved up to 6'9.88. So that's where Arkansas basketball is overall in 247. So, yeah, Anthony Black, Jordan Walsh, all 3 big time alongside Nick Smith. Nick Smith, number one, not number one unanimous yet. On 247, Anthony Black is 14th in the country. He's the number 1 point guard. Now he's number 2 on the composite. Again, people get composite mixed up. I like using 247 as a primary resource. 247 is, I go to them. I'll be honest, I don't go to Rivals a lot, and that's not a knock on Hutch and those guys over there. I just prefer the way 247 has everything laid out. Although I like how on Rivals you can categorize. It's easier to categorize, by position and player and rank and everything. 247 still has couple things I'd like to see added. But Anthony Black, number 14. Jordan Walsh, number 19. And again, that's 247. He's actually higher on the composite. He's number 18. But regardless, he's big. These are all just great gets for Arkansas. I don't think people understand just how incredible this really is. I mean, there's some people who I think the expectation is you should do something similar to this every year when it comes to recruiting, and nothing can be further from the truth because Arkansas hasn't shown that they can do that, at least not in the 2000s. They haven't shown that they can do that. Now, here's the other crazy thing. If let's say Jaylin Williams doesn't come back, right? I don't know that he's going to get taken in the first round. I could be wrong, but let's say he doesn't. But these 3 guys come in: Anthony Black, Jordan Walsh, Nick Smith. They come in and they do exactly what we think they're going to do. You could have 3 first-round prospects, and we're going to get to that here in a second, but the last time that that's ever happened, it's only happened one other time in school history. 1992, my all-time favorite Razorback basketball player, Lee Mayberry, was taken Todd Day was taken first. For some reason, I always get those two mixed up. But Todd Day, Lee Mayberry, both went to Milwaukee. Todd Day, the number 8 pick in the draft. Oliver Miller went to the Phoenix Suns in 92, in the same year, 92, 22nd overall. And then Lee Mayberry went, like I said, went to Milwaukee. It's the number 23 overall player. It's never happened before that. It's never happened. So the fact that you could repeat that, and then let's say you get J-Dub back, there's a possibility of 4 potential first-round prospects, assuming J-Dub does what maybe Bobby Portis did when he came back for his second year when he really improved his game. Could you imagine 4 first-round prospects on the same freaking roster? 3 alone is pretty insane. Oh, did notifications actually go out? Did you guys get notifications? Oh my gosh. Looks like I got a notification on my other account. That's so cool. I'm really proud of that. Hey, make sure you guys hit the like button. We've got close to 50 people in here and like 17 likes. Let's get the likes up, baby. Super chat is active, even though you don't see the little image there, but it is up. It is up and running if you guys want to participate in that. Only on Discord. What's in Discord? What are you talking about? Must said Duke and Baylor had more talent. We got the most talent now. Well, technically Duke still has on paper the number 1 class. From what I could tell, it is updated. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure the overall rating is updated. And like I said, you did move up, but you did not overtake Duke. You're still second behind Duke, and then you have to keep in mind what they have coming back as well. Duke, arguably the most talented team on the floor most of the time anyways, but they're not always winning the Natty, right? J. Will would already be back if Arkansas would pony up the NIL. See, here we go again, Michael. Spending other people's money. What is your deal? Like, look, man, that's real easy for you to sit back and say that. That comment just crawls under my skin. If only the NIL deals were more. You make this complaint in Discord too, and it's old. You're spending other people's money, Michael. Why don't you put some money in the pot, my guy? Come on, go put some money in the pot. Go start up I think that's against rules, so don't go start a GoFundMe. But the NIL comments are, listen, it's okay to be like, man, I am curious what they're doing in the NIL. I'm curious what's going on. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with asking like, hey, who's involved? There's nothing wrong with questioning it. But then to sit here and spend other people's money, it's asinine. It's just crazy. By the way, they are putting in money. The money in Northwest Arkansas is legit, and from what I understand, the money's there. You just have to understand that sometimes players are making decisions that go beyond money. I'm sure he has the dream of playing in the league, so he may not care that he gets a second-round draft grade. Michael, have you ever considered that? Has anyone else considered that? You know what? I like my place in the second round. Yeah, the money disparity is there. Sure, if you're not taken in the first round, but that's how it works. Just like in the NFL. If you're not a highly regarded, highly sought after prospect, you're going to drop and you're going to lose money. But I just want to play in the league. You have to consider this. It's not always about what people are or are not giving an NIL. It goes beyond that. Money makes the college sports go round. Hater, again, that's besides the point. And guess what? Here's a newsflash. That's always been the case. That's always been the case in college athletics. It just is. I would argue the last probably 40 years, that's been the case. TV contracts and whatnot. Literally can't believe we won't cough up more NIL deals. Vortex Chasing, what's up, man? Stupid NIL comments. I'm from Osceola, living in Blytheville. That kid is pretty great. He really kept them in the game versus Magnolia. If J-Dub comes back, it easily raises him to, well, I wouldn't say easily. Hold up there. His improvement over the course of the season was crazy good. I hope he comes back. The thing about him is he's a utility player down low who can play the four, who in Muss's way of playing ball, he could play the 4 or the 5. I don't know what would translate to the next level. I'd see him as a pretty, probably needs to get a little bit more aggressive. You can talk about the post play. We can kind of go on that. There's definitely some room for improvement. I just don't see him as a first rounder this year, but again, who knows? He could go try out for a team and they absolutely fall in love with him. The idea that he took 50 something charges. Now, obviously that rule a little different. And how it's called in the NBA and what officials are willing to do and what they're willing to call and what have you. Does that translate into the NBA? I'm not entirely sure. But he is a utility player where the offense and the defense kind of flows through him at Arkansas. At times it felt like they couldn't score unless he was dishing the ball outside or if he was, trying to maybe make an attempt to stretch the floor a little bit, bring their 4 or 5 out to guard him out on the perimeter. It would kind of help the flow. And then, of course, his ability to rack up assists. We forget early on in the year, he was racking up assists like a point guard. It was insane. Everything flowed through him on both ends of the floor. Listen, we know he's coachable. He's got a great personality, great teammate. That could win some of these guys over at the next level, who are scouting people. I was replying to 30 Tato 31. Oh, okay. All right. His shooting improvement was what really impressed me. Right. I do agree with that. Got better at the free throw line too, if memory serves correctly. Remember, guys, make sure you like the stream, share the content. Even if I'm making fun of your NIL comments, I just don't agree. I don't know what it is about us wanting to spend other people's money. I don't get it. It's like people who are mad at people who have money, and then we're wanting to spend their money, and we're wanting to tell them what to do with their money. Who the hell are you, right? Bama has been accused of tampering with kids in the portal. Saban is tomato face Matt. Yeah, I did see that, actually. I saw that article just published a little bit ago. That argument being made by Louisville's head coach about that wide receiver whose name is not at the forefront of my brain at the moment. But yeah, he claimed, the Louisville coach claimed that there was tampering. He just couldn't prove it. Like, that's a bizarre thing to say publicly. Really is. We need these greedy corporations to pay these players tax. Yeah, I don't understand it, man. I don't get it. I never have. I've never understood that argument about the NIL stuff, but I'll come off of it. Yeah, I don't know that if Jay Will comes back, that he's a for sure first rounder, but there is the potential there. And if he grows, and I always look back to the transformation of Bobby Portis year 1 to year 2. I always go back and look at that and say, that was incredible. He went from someone who needed a lot of work, and he did exactly what he needed to do in the offseason. And guess what? He's still in the league. Anthony. Hold on. Let's scroll down here. Scroll. Kevin McPherson tweet today, eyeballs. Was it about Nick Smith? I guess. I don't know. I've not gotten confirmation on that, so I'm not entirely sure. Again, if you guys haven't liked the stream, do me a favor and do that. I'd appreciate it if you guys would like and share the content. Subscribe if you haven't already. So, speaking of of draft prospects. Oh, actually, let's do this. Let's talk about Michael Musselman really quick. He's been promoted to the director of basketball operations at Arkansas. Eric Musselman announced this yesterday. I believe that's right. He's going to do what he's been doing with Razorback recruiting efforts, but now he's going to be handling day-to-day operations, replacing Anthony Ruda, who was promoted to assistant coach, replacing Clay Moser. back earlier this spring. So congrats to Michael Musselman, man. That's really cool. Good for him. Young man is moving on up. Moving on up. I messed that up. That tone is not right. Big W for Mike Muss for sure. Sorry to change subject, but Wright's Barbecue just announced the Turner's Oppo Taco to be sold this weekend at Baum Walker. Oh, okay. That sounds delicious. I'm sure it's about counsel. That is the belief that counsel any day could commit. And I kind of was waiting. I'm not gonna lie, like I didn't know anything about this Nick Smith stuff. Didn't know any. Nobody did outside of probably 247 staffers. I had no idea. I already have the thumbnail and everything made for counsel. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty prepared. If he's gonna stream his announcement, I will absolutely stream it. I don't know if he is or not. I don't have any word if he's gonna go like super public with it, or if it's just gonna be a Twitter announcement. But I'm ready to go. In fact, I thought that's what we were gonna get today. Been told that could still happen at any moment. Could happen today. Could happen tomorrow. They could be pushing it back. We don't know. But ears to the ground, right? Timber wants to know. So you're talking about baseball. They play Vanderbilt Friday. I'm assuming 6:30. I don't have that up in front of me just yet. I mentioned that because of the NIL stuff, and they are big contributors. Right. Next week for a show, you should grade each position unit as A+ through F. Yeah, so I've already got that kind of planned out too, Mike, a.k.a. Eagle. I've got that kind of planned out. Got an idea for it. Don't know when I'm going to do that. I am also going to do a too early conference pick, school by school, Arkansas schedule. I'll say that. I'm going to pick Arkansas schedule. I'm not going to grade each school, but I have been doing a little bit of homework on their on Arkansas's 2022 schedule. Been doing a little bit of homework. We're still kind of waiting on the portal. Teams still have some room. Obviously, Arkansas still has their two spots left. D- for the D lines is Michael. We agree on something there, Kopesky. We agree on that. Ryan Jones says watched a lot of council film recently. Love what he would bring to this team. Elite defender and a lot of shot creation upside. Could still be a starter even over one of the 5 stars we have on the way. Ricky Council, Tristan. Transfer out of Wichita State. All right, let's talk about really fast here. Let's talk about Nick Smith, the number 1 prospect according to 247, not the composite, but the 247. What are they saying about him? The mock draft people, that is. NBA draft room, they're not the better. I don't think they're okay. Draft room's all right. They have him as the 3rd pick, which is, again, where a lot of people have him. A highly skilled scoring guard who isn't the most explosive athlete, but really knows how to put the ball in the basket. I've kind of got to disagree with that. I've heard some other, reading some other reports and scouting reports on him say that he's actually really explosive off the first dribble. So I don't know where they're getting that at. That's just their opinion, I guess. I don't know if they're saying that in comparison to maybe NBA players. I'm not sure. ESPN's Jonathan Givony and Mike Schmitz, or Givony. It's Givony, not Givony. That sounds like Jabroni. Jonathan Jabroni and Mike Schmitz. They have him as the 3rd pick to Orlando. Yahoo Sports' Kristen Peak has him as the 4th pick. She's also got Anthony Black as the 16th pick. And then On3 has him as the 3rd pick as well. They've also got Jordan Walsh at 16th and Anthony Black at 17th in their mock draft. 3 top 20 prospects. Top 20 mock draft pick. Top 3 top 20 possible picks on the same roster. That's insane. That does not happen very often. at Arkansas, and it's good to see that. Duke, Kansas, Kentucky, right? North Carolina, those are the schools that do that. And here's Arkansas. The job that Musselman's done, it's like anything I say, you guys are all going to agree with, but the job that he's done is absolutely incredible in a short amount of time. Back-to-back Elite Eights and now this. It's insane. It's crazy. It's awesome. He's brought Arkansas basketball back to where it should be. Arkansas basketball should be here. They should have a couple of first rounders every other year. I've always thought that. When you talk about the transitioning from Sutton to what he handed off to Nolan, he laid the foundation. Nolan built a freaking giant, helped build Bud Walton Arena on top of that foundation. That's what you got out of it. Still one of the nicest arenas in college basketball. One of the largest. I don't know where they've slipped to, but still one of the largest. One of the nicest. The renovations have been clean. But then after that, the transition, and I've talked about this 1,000 times, and I think a lot of you will agree, it definitely didn't go in the direction we all thought that it would go post Nolan Richardson. Of course, those later years under Nolan were not great on the court, and all the off-court drama led us down a path that, well, it sucked. And it just didn't, I don't know. If you would have told 13-year-old me, like, hey, look, you're not going to make another Sweet 16 until, well, it's going to be a long time. It's going to be more than 2 decades. I would have called you crazy, no matter if Nolan was leaving or not. This is where they should be. This program should be top 10, top 12 preseason every year. That's where they should be. It's where they belong. Sutton proved that it was possible, and Nolan took you beyond possible. Back-to-back Final Fours. How many Final Four appearances? A bunch. A lot of first-round prospects, too, in that time. I say a lot. Plenty, right? 84, Alvin Robertson went to the San Antonio Spurs as the 7th overall pick. Joe Klein, of course, 85. He's the 6th pick in the first round. Todd Day, Oliver Miller, Lee Mayberry, all 3 in the first round in 1992 in the same draft class. Corliss, of course, would go to the Sacramento Kings as the 13th pick in the first round. Joe Johnson in 2001, and then it kind of tapers off a little bit. You did have Ronnie Brewer the following 2000. Well, I say the following. Sorry, he's your next first round pick in 2006. Utah Jazz. Portis in 2015 would go to the Bulls. 22nd overall pick. We all thought Gafford would go higher, and Gafford slipped all the way back into the second round. Isaiah Joe, 2020, he's in the second round, and then Moses Moody in 2021, he's your first round pick, 14th overall pick. But Nolan showed you, like, yeah, a lot can happen here. We can absolutely, we're more than just on the map. We are the map. For a little while, for a short period of time. Arkansas was the team that nobody wanted to mess with for a really long time, though, when you talk about week-to-week grind. For people who aren't familiar with next year's draft class, I can't pronounce that dude's last name, but yeah, I know who you're talking about. Victor Wim, I'm not even going to try. You guys can read. For those of you watching this after the fact, just click on live chat. It's right there. This guy, Victor, over here, is going to be the first overall pick and looks like a generational talent. Not a slight to Smith to be below Victor. Yeah, and you're right. We've heard a lot about that kid. How you give KJ a B-? Oh, you're talking about quarterbacks. Nick Smith Jr. is going to be the next. I hope. I'm not saying that I really believe that he is so damn talented. Yeah, I don't know if that's where I would compare him or not. I don't know. I'm not prepared yet. I want to see him play some college basketball, right? But Nick Smith is getting a lot of hype. Let's just concentrate on who Nick Smith is as a player. He's Nick Smith. That's who he is. Maybe we'll compare players to him. And you still got Anthony Black, right? You still have Jordan Walsh. You still have Darian Ford, Barry Dunning, Joseph Pinion. All three of these guys are composite top 100 prospects. Did I say three? Sorry, all six. My bad. All six of these guys, top 100. You still have the transfers coming in, man. I mean, this is just, it's kind of crazy to think about what they're going to have on their plate for 2020, for this next season, for 2022/2023. The hype is real. It already was, and now here we are with 3 5-stars, and one of them being the number one prospect according to 247. I just can't wait till September. It's when it all starts. Football gets kicked off, and you start to get a little cooler. The weather starts to get a little cooler outside. I agree 115%. Yeah, it's warm out there. I don't know what the temperature is right now, but our little AC has a hard time keeping up. If it gets above about 86, our AC just runs nonstop and struggles. So it's going to be a brutal summer. I feel like it's going to be hot as hell. So, all right. That is going to do it. I do appreciate you guys. Remember to please share the content. I'm unable to do that here. There's no share option that I can see. So make sure you share. Subscribe again if you haven't already. Like the stream. All that fantastic stuff. I do appreciate each and every one of you guys. I know, again, these streams are all over the place, but I'm glad I'm able to do them. Friday, we're going to try and break down. I guess I'm going to try and keep talking a little baseball. Again, go look at the baseball content I did. It's the worst video that I'll do, like in terms of views, but I'll keep talking a little bit about baseball. I may kind of calm down on baseball until we get a little further. Maybe may not talk much more baseball until postseason after the SEC tournament. I don't know. It's not really a driving force on this channel. So I don't know if I'll talk much. I mean, yeah, of course I'll break down the Vanderbilt matchup on Friday, but I don't know that you'll catch me talking 30-minute baseball anymore. Just not going to do it. After hearing Torrin Carter gushing over Cam Ball, we may be a bit surprised at D-line. We'll see. We will see. All right. Woo Pig, and I'll see you guys on Friday. So take care. Woo Pig Suey, go Hawks. I'll see you guys around.